Welcome to BioWise with Aanchal. I hope you all are doing well and thank you for showing your love and support by subscribing my channel. And yes, those who have not subscribed, kindly subscribe the channel. Today we are going to start with the chapter 4 of standard 9, that is flower. Okay, that is chapter 4, flower. Okay, now in this chapter we are going to study about the detailed structure of a flower. You also have different terms related to flower, like you have bract, bracteoles, nectaries, then you have inflorescence, placentation. All these terms will be explored in this chapter. Moreover, what is the function of a flower in a plant, how it helps in reproduction in the plant, what are the different components of a flower, what is a complete flower, what is an incomplete flower, what is a perfect flower, what is pistillate flower, what is staminate flower. All these terms will be explored in this chapter in just a matter of 10 to 15 minutes. So stay tuned till the last to understand the complete chapter, that is the flower. So in this chapter, flower, first, what is the definition of a flower? What is a flower? A flower is a specialized shoot in which the leaves are modified into floral structures. Right, so this is the definition of a flower that you must know. What are the different components of flower? You have basically two whorls in the flower. One is called the essential whorl, that is important for the process of reproduction, that is a function of the flower, and the other one is called the non-essential whorl of a flower. Now when you talk about the non-essential whorls, non-essential whorl is Calyx and Corolla. The single unit of Calyx is called sepals and the single unit of Corolla is called petals. In certain plants, there is a single layer which cannot be differentiated into sepals and petals. That combined structure is called a perianth, and the single unit of perianth is called the tepals together. Sepals and petals together. Now you know that sepal is green in color and petals are colorful. So if you have a green tepal, it is called a sepaloid, and if you have a colorful tepal, it is called a petaloid. Understood? So this is the non-essential part of the flower. When you talk about the essential part of the flower, there are two. One is androecium, the male part of the flower. The single unit is called stamen, and gynoecium, the female part of the flower. The single unit is called pistil or carpel. Understood? So this is all about the components of the flower, that is the whorls of the flower. Let me clear the board first. Next we will talk about the types of the flower. So when I have to say the types of a flower, now types of the flower can be on the basis of the whorls present. So if you have a complete flower, now the complete flower is where all the four whorls are present. All the four whorls are present. Okay, four whorls present. That is, it has got the calyx plus corolla plus androecium plus gynoecium. Then you have the incomplete flower. Incomplete flower has any of the whorls missing. So if based on the gender, if you talk about the incomplete flower. Based on the gender, you have two types of the flower. Either you can have a male flower or you can have a female flower. Male flower is called staminate flower and the female flower is called the pistillate flower. Okay, this is the scientific name of the male flower. Then you have the female flower, you have complete flower. Complete flower is also called the bisexual flower, hermaphrodite flower, or you can say the perfect flower. Similarly, the incomplete flower is called either the staminate or pistillate. It is called unisexual flower, or it can be called the imperfect flower. These are the terms used for the incomplete flower, and this are the terms used for the complete flower. Now, in the incomplete flower, if suppose both the whorls are missing, that is the flower with no androecium and gynoecium, it is called the neuter flower. The example of the neuter flower is the ray floret of the sunflower. The ray floret of the sunflower does not have the male part of the flower and the female part of the flower. It is a neuter flower. So, always remember the example, the ray floret of the sunflower. Okay. Male flower is present in the maize, that is your corn, and the female flower is also present in the maize. Even papaya, cucumber, they have got male flowers and female flowers. Papaya have male plant only in which the male flowers grow, and the female plant in which the female flower grow. Since there are two separate plants for the male flower and the female flower, it is called dioecious plants. And in case of corn, there is a single plant which has got a separate male flower and a separate female flower. It is called a monoecious plant. Is that clear? The term is clear to you? Monoecious, dioecious. So, let me clear the board, then we talk about the different terms other than the whorls of the flower. Now, next we talk about the different whorls of the flower and different parts of the flower. There is a small disc-like structure on which the calyx grows. Okay, this is the structure where the calyx grows. Now, at the base of the calyx, there in some flowers you see, like in hibiscus and all, you see there is an extra whorl. This is called an epicalyx, and this flower is attached to the stem, and there is a leaf-like structure present. This is called a bract, and sometimes you have a structure present, leaf-like structure present. This is called a bracteole. So, always remember this is the stem, okay, and this is the pedicel, that is the stalk of a flower. So, this leaf which is at the joint of attachment of the flower to the stem is called bract. Small leaf-like structure, it is called a bracteole, and this is called epicalyx. This is called calyx. Okay, now this part is only present in the lower portion. Then you have here the, I am drawing the gynoecium first. Then you have okay. After that you have the anthers, and you have the petal. Yes, you have the petal. So, if you have to label it, this part is the corolla, this part is the filament. This is called the anther. Anther and filament forms the androecium. Then you have this female part where you have stigma. Here you have got the style. And the last part here you have got the ovary. An ovary contains ovules. What ovary contains? Ovary contains ovules. So this entire portion is the ovary and it contains ovules. Okay. So this is the female part of the flower. Stigma, style and ovary forms the gynoecium. Now when you have to see this calyx and corolla, in many flowers you must have seen that the calyx is free, like in rose. In rose you see that the calyx is all free, right? And then you have the rose flower. Similarly, in certain flowers like hibiscus, you see the calyx is fused. So if the calyx is fused, it is called gamosepalous, and if the calyx is free, it is called polysepalous. Similarly, if the corolla is free, it is called polypetalous. If corolla is fused, it is called gamopetalous. If you talk about androecium, that is anther, there are many anthers, it is polyandrous. That is, there are many separate units of anthers. If these anthers combine to form a single unit, it is called monoadelphous. Adelphous is brother. So mono means single group of brothers. Monoadelphous, like what you see in the China rose, right? Then you have Diadelphous. There are two set, like you see it in the Aprajita flower, pea flower. There is a group of anther, 9 anthers together, and one anther is free. That is 9 plus 1 arrangement. So that is your Diadelphous anther. So monoadelphous, diadelphous and polyadelphous means you have many free groups of, that is, you have many groups of anthers. That is, Bombax flower, you see that. Okay. So this, please remember the definitions of what is monoadelphous, diadelphous, polyadelphous, what is polyandrous. So remember the terms, that is more important. This is all about androecium. For gynoecium, if you see, the ovaries can be in the thalamus, above the thalamus, or halfway in between the thalamus. So similarly, the ovary can be superior ovary, inferior ovary, or semi-superior or semi-inferior ovary, you can say. Now that is about the gynoecium. Now when we talk about the arrangement of these flowers on the stem, the arrangement of the flower on the stem is called inflorescence. Only the definition is very important, kindly remember the same. Next one is how in the ovary, how is the ovule attached. Now this arrangement of ovules in the ovary is called placentation. So with this we covered all the important points of the chapter flower. I hope you understood the chapter. For the test, there is a link in the description. Solve it to understand whether you understood the chapter or not, and also refer the basic notes or the definitions given in the description. That is all for today, children. Thank you and happy learning.